In this video, I'm going to show you how to add products to your e-commerce store. So what we need to do is go on out to look at some competitor websites in the niche market that we're targeting, and we want to look and see how they have their products categorized, because the first thing you want to do is you want to have proper categories in place so you can easily slide your products into those categories. So what I'm going to do here first is I'm going to look at petsupplies.com, or as it's more known as 1-800-PET-SUPPLIES, and we're going to pretend that we're selling dog beds. So I'm going to see how they've categorized their dog beds. So they've actually categorized them as cooling beds, crate pads, heated dog beds. So that's what we're going to go with here. So I'm going to come over to this website and I'm going to click under products. I'm going to choose categories, and I will select a new category name, and I'm going to just call this one, let's call it cooling beds. And the slug is the URL friendly version of the name. It's usually going to be like all lowercase. So for example, it would be cooling-beds. Cooling dash, let's say dog beds. And description, make sure your pet stays comfortable during the hottest times of the year. And then you could upload an image for this category. So I'm going to go here to on my computer where I've actually saved some images from my supplier here, my pretend supplier. And I'm just going to choose use this image. This is an example of a cooling pet bed. Now you could spend some time creating some really nice looking images here if you would like, and I would advise doing that down the road. But for now, we're just going to go for basic here. So the other kind of bed that we're going to have is the heated bed. So we're going to come over here and we'll call this heated dog beds. And first let me edit the cooling beds, because we're going to call it cooling dog beds. Cooling dog beds. Click on update. And notice how easy it is to work with this store here. So we're going to call this cooling dog beds, and then the other one here is heated dog beds. And then our slug is going to be heated dog beds. And you could also just call it heated if you wanted to. That's going to depend on how you want it to end up looking when it's all done. Now you could come up with a much better description here, but for now that's what we're going to go with. And we're going to just choose upload a file, and we'll just pick this item here. Upload that, click on use image, and add new product categories. Now we've got two product categories, so we can start adding a product. So I'm going to go over here under products on the left hand side, and I'm simply going to select add a product. So what I'm going to do is go over to my supplier here. When you get a supplier, they're either going to send you your information through a web interface so you can actually log in. That's the preferred method. I love that way because it's super easy to get access to all the products up to date. Sometimes they'll send you like an Excel spreadsheet where it lists out all the product info. Sometimes it's a PDF that you have to copy and paste from, or a Word document. It just depends on how they go through the process. So this one here, this is Pet Stores USA, and we're just going to use this as an example. So I'm going to come right on over here and I'm going to plug this item in. So Acoma dog products, hound cooler dog bed. And I'll go down here, borrow their description. One thing I want to keep in mind when it comes to actually writing your descriptions, it's one thing to just copy and paste straight from the manufacturer, which is what I'm doing here. But if you really want to set yourself up for long-term success, I would advise after you've added these descriptions, or even before you add a pile of products, go in and rewrite these, or pay somebody on Fiverr to rewrite your descriptions so they're 100% unique. And so they are product descriptions that's going to be unique to the search engines, which will help you get long-term traffic from the various search engines like Bing and Yahoo. So I'm going to paste in my information. All right. So then it's got the features listed in there. And the next thing is we've got our title tag. All right. And we're going to call this eCommerce cooling dog bed. And then we'll call the model number up here. So it's HC1001. I like to put model numbers in because people do search for products by model number. So we're going to put in our meta description here. And our meta description is really important for search engine traffic as well. So you want to have a good title tag and a good meta description. So keep your dog cool in the hot months with the eCommerce cooling dog bed. This innovative bed is sure to bring a smile to your dog's face. All right, so the meta description is what would show up below the listing in the search engines, and you want to have a good meta description there, and you could spend some more time to make it look good. And you'll notice as I did this is your snippet preview, and this is what's going to come up here. You'll notice that this is how it's going to look in the search engine. So it's got your URL right there. Now again, my URL has nothing to do with pet beds. I'm just using that as an example website here. But let's put in our keyword as eCommerce, or let's say cooling dog bed. That's our feature keyword there. And they're actually going to tell me if I've done a good job using this or not. Notice it's not in my article heading. So that's where I should go in here and I should fix it. Cooling dog bed. And let's make that bold. And I come over here to the text, and we could actually make that what's called an H1 tag. So I'm going to go H1, and that's the heading tag. And then you can go in, is it in the page URL? They'll actually tell you all these things within the Yoast plugins. They do a good job of making sure your listings are optimized as well. The next thing is you've got a SKU number here. The SKU is what is a reference code for your product. What I like to do is take this code that my supplier gives me for that product. So this particular product is called the HC-101, so that's what my SKU becomes. I like to set a regular, and sometimes you could set a sale price. So you could say the regular price on this bed, let's just say, is $59.99, and the sale price is going to be $49.99. And it really depends on what the actual price is going to be, and so that's something to keep in mind. What is the cost for you to get this bed from your supplier, and then you can determine what your markup's going to be from there. So next thing is we go into inventory. Again, if it's drop shipping, you don't need to worry about inventory management right now. Shipping, this one's important because it's going to tell you the shipping weight down here, and it'll tell you all the information for UPS. Most good products you are actually getting a price quote from, and drop shipping companies will do this for you. They're going to include everything like your shipping weight, and so you know that this item is 4.2 pounds, and it's going to tell you the length and the width for that particular item. So the length is 15 by 12 by 10. So 15 inches by 12 by 10. And then you could choose a shipping class if you had those set up there. And then you could say linked products. So this is a good idea if you want to have like upsells and cross sells, and it's also a really good strategy for getting people to consider other beds as well. Product attributes, that would be if you've added in like certain colors, or in this case this item does not have colors or size restrictions, but if you had a small, medium, and large bed, you could throw that in there as well. Purchase note. So you could put in a special note to the customer after they purchase this product if you wanted to. And then you could again choose enable reviews. This is all under advanced. And the next thing you want to do is throw in a quick short product description. So for that you could take maybe the first sentence and plug that in there. And now we're ready to go up here at the top left corner. I'm going to choose all product categories. This is going to go under cooling dog beds, and we'll do some keyword tags. And then dog beds, separate them by commas. That'll click add. Now we're going to click on publish. And we'll edit our page there. Notice that they tell us up here that the SEO is okay to go as well. That's another powerful feature of Yoast. And so now, if we came over to our website here, and I clicked on the shop feature, we would have our product showing up here on the website. So the last thing I need to do to really clean this up is I need to add in some additional information on the product. This tells you the weight, dimensions. If there is additional information, you could throw it down there as well. Another thing to keep in mind is, let's say we want to get our image on there, and that's one thing we forgot to do. So we'll go over here and we're going to add in our image. So up here we'll choose add media, and we're going to pick that bed, insert picture there, and then you could also add an image here into this short part as well. So to add in our image here, we would go up to the add media section. That would actually be if you want to insert an image into the actual post, but we want to actually make sure our image is going to show up here. So to do that, you're going to come down on the right hand side where it says product gallery, and this is where you could put in multiple pictures for a product if you had them, and sometimes that's a good thing to offer if you do have that available to you, so you could have multiple different images and different views of the product. And then the next thing is you want to set a featured image, and this is all under the media library, or if you haven't uploaded the image yet, you could just click on upload that. So go upload, select the file, upload it straight from your computer. But we already have it uploaded, so I'm just going to choose set product featured image. Now I'm going to click on update. Once that page updates, we're going to come back to the website here, and we're going to refresh this page, and our image should show up here. There it is. So now we've got our image showing up, and it's got a little sale feature there. It's got the add to cart button working, and we are ready to rock and roll. We've got our e-commerce site set up, and now it's time to go in, and you could tweak the sidebar here inside of your WordPress dashboard just to kind of make it more of a e-commerce friendly type feel to it. But that is how you add products to your website. So if you go over here to shop, it's going to bring up under the shop the single product that you've got in store, or you could go out to your category here, the cooling dog beds category, and it's got the same product right there that you're carrying. So that's how you add a product here to your store. The next thing is just to keep in mind, if you go to appearance and widgets, this is where we can actually play around with removing certain features. So you could keep the search box there. The recent post option, you could actually delete that, or you could keep it if you wanted to have recent blog posts related to the niche market you're promoting. But if you don't want it showing up on your store, you could remove that. Archives, categories you could keep there, and then if we go back to our site here, it should update itself on the right hand side, and it does. So we're good to go there. If we want to add in additional pictures or images like our phone number, you could actually just drag a text-based widget here, and you could copy and paste in your HTML code. I would recommend maybe a newsletter opt-in form here where you're capturing people's names and email. That would do really well in this section. So that's how you add a product, that's how you add categories, and this is how you really get started. So then at this point, just a matter of adding more products, cleaning up your website. You could go out to woothemes.com, maybe find a different, better theme that's going to suit your website even better, and that way you've got even cleaner look. And this is just using more of a generic WordPress theme that we offer. But as you can see, it lays out pretty nice. It lays out very clean. It's simple. But if you really want to stand out from the crowd, you could go out there and invest in a great theme from Woo Themes as well to get a nice looking theme.